You just wanted to book a table at a restaurant and instead the AI picked up.
Hello, thank you for calling Next Burger House. My name is Tommy. How may I assist you today?
What's up, guys? This is 30 AI agents in 30 days, and today we're going to look at a restaurant booking system. As you just saw, it is an AI agent that works on the basis of this Airtable table, where it has all the tables in one database or in one table, and then the other one has the reservations, where it has the guests, the status, the table where they sit, and all the other booking details. It is based on Retell AI, which is a tool that guides the conversation of the AI agent based on prompts and based on these specific states that I will go through with you in a second. You don't have to take any notes. I will share the complete JSON file with you in the description below that you can directly import into Retell. So let's just dive straight in.
Hello, thank you for calling Next Burger House. My name is Tommy. How may I assist you today?
Hi, Tommy. I'd like to book a table.
Great. May I know the number of people in your party?
Of course, we are 5.
Thank you. For which date would you like to make the reservation?
I'd like to make it for Wednesday, the 20th of August.
Just to confirm, you want to book a table for 5 people on August 20th, 2024. Is that correct? Also,
It's 2025, Tommy. Tommy, it's 2025.
Thank you for the clarification. So you want to book a table for 5 people on August 20th, 2025. What is your preferred time range for the reservation?
Yeah, that's correct. My preferred time range would be 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Got it. Your preferred time range is from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on August 20th, 2025. May I have the name for the reservation, please?
Of course, my name is Robert Hangu.
Thank you, Robert. Could you please provide a phone number for the reservation?
Yeah, of course, it's +44 645 506 123.
Thank you, Robert. Lastly, may I have your email address for the reservation confirmation?
Yeah, it's robert.hangu@gmail.com.
Thank you, Robert. To confirm, you want to book a table for 5 people on August 20th, 2025, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. under the name Robert Hangu. Phone number +4 4645 506 123 and email robert.h@gmail.com. I will now check availability for you. We have several tables that can accommodate 5 people, including 6 top tables. I will now check availability for your preferred time range on August 20th, 2025. We have availability for a 6 top table on August 20th, 2025, between 5:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Would you like me to confirm the reservation for?
Yes, please do so. And please also bring a tall chair. We are going to have a baby with us.
Your reservation for 5 people on August 20th, 2025, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. is confirmed under the name Robert Hangu. We have noted your request for a tall chair for the baby. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Nah, that's all, Tommy. Thank you very much then. Bye-bye.
Thank you for choosing Next Burger House. Have a wonderful day.
And it hung up. So now we can see the reservation that it made here in Airtable. So here's my name. It is confirmed. It is for the 20th of August at 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. My phone number that I just told it. And then here is my email address. Also tall chair requested for the baby. As I said, everything runs very smoothly. And if I look into my inbox, I can see here that I received an email from the Burger House with my confirmation, which says, okay, here's the reservation for this day. And if anything changes, they're going to be in touch with me. So now let's walk through how I built this. Retell is a tool that allows you to build conversational workflows for generative AI, LLMs, in a structured manner. Because you might have heard it's difficult to reliably use LLMs for conversations because they hallucinate and so on. And in this case, it's also connected to Airtable. So it needs to be reliable in terms of checking the database and doing the respective tool calls. I start the conversation flow with gathering the guest request, where I specify, okay, greet the guests politely, understand what they want to do, and then transition to the next step, which is this one, collecting booking information. And between the steps, there are conditions when they should trigger. So for example, here, between the first and second stage, it will transition after the guest has an intention of booking a table. And then basically the idea here is that once this is through, it goes to collecting the booking information. And this is all the information that comes into the Airtable table that I showed you earlier that the restaurant needs to properly book you. So this is how many people there are, the party size, the date, the preferred time range, because restaurants would like to know how long do you stay there. And after that, once this is done, it should transition to the next stage. And here I have a tool that it can use, which is get tables. And this tool basically is connected to Airtable via my API key. And it basically queries this table. So basically so this table of tables, right? Pun intended here, but I guess we have no other choice. And here it can see what tables there are, right? You remember it told me what type of tables it has for 5 people, right? Once the information is collected, it will transition once it has all the data. And now is the important part. How does it check for availability? This requires a bit more logic from the side of the LLM, but if we prompt it correctly, it probably will not make as many mistakes and be quite reliable if we choose a good AI model, which we will jump to in a second. And here, for example, I told it that the availability logic should be in such a way that it would check if it overlaps with any of the current reservations. So I will just quickly go back to Airtable. Here we have all these reservations. So in order to know if a table is free at a certain date, it will look at all tables that are not free at that date and subtract them from all the tables in total. Okay, this is what it does. So basically here I tell it, okay, when does a time overlap with another? If the start date is less than the desired end and the end is greater than the desired start. Okay, now you can do this on paper, this works. And basically here I specify how the query to the Airtable API should look like, such that it shows me only those that are basically confirmed. So basically it only checks with collision with reservations that are confirmed and that basically adhere to this formula or fulfill this formula. And then I basically say, okay, remove those busy tables, and then the rest of them are the free tables. And then some more information about what it should do to have a reliable tool call. Once that's done and the availability is checked, again, through these tools that I specify, so get reservations, get tables, create reservation. So once that's the free tables are found, it will create a reservation, which again goes into this table here before, and it basically sends all the data there. And then finally, once there's nothing more, so it will ask me, hey, do you want anything else? And once everything is in place, it will basically transition to the last state where it will call this final tool that is called end call. And this tool is an internal Retell tool that stops the conversation, that hangs up. Okay. Now, this is very interesting, and there is one more thing. It's the system prompt, and the system prompt is this one. So it is the overarching prompt that governs how the agent acts, how it speaks, what kind of language it uses, and so on, and also what tools it uses. But it's better to specify the tools at the step where they're required. So here I specify its role, so who it is, its name, who it's working for, its goals to understand what the client wants, to find availability, and how to speak, to be professional, to keep answers brief, and always confirm the details. And then ultimately, I confirm the time zone. The default sitting is 90 minutes. And then also to always repeat back, because there might be misunderstandings via phone signal might not always be best, and so on. And we can also test this agent here whilst we are developing it via a manual chat. And this is a very nice feature, because here I can basically talk to it as if I were to ChatGPT, right? And everything it writes here is the same thing that it would tell me via the phone, right? But this is very easy to have quick feedback, and it also shows me which of these nodes it is in. So these are the nodes from the conversation, right? Now here, if you see, it starts in the guest request, gather guest request node, and I say, hi, please book me a table. And then what it does is actually it goes through the script. It sees, okay, gather guest request. It's basically, okay, what do I want? I want to book a table. And then you see that here it has invoked the tool transition to collecting booking information. So this is transitioning to the next step, which is basically this one. It means it has transitioned to the next stage. So internally, what it actually does, it has functions for everything, like tools. It also has tools to transition from one step to the other. And I haven't looked, or I don't know how Retell works internally, but from the looks of it and knowing how LLMs work, it most probably, once it calls this tool, it pulls up this prompt here and prompts the LLM with it, right? So if you imagine the chat conversation, once it transitions, it immediately pulls in this prompt, and then the LLM is immediately, let's say, primed to answer in this particular way, right? And then once it goes into the next transition, it will do so again, as we will see here. So now I say, how many people? I say 5. And now I've specified all these details. You can see it in the chat at what time and what my name is, my phone number, my email address, and so on. And now finally, it is still in the collecting booking stage. And now you see it transition basically here. Well, first it checked the tables, okay? So here we can see very nicely, okay, it used, and then the tool results. So here are all the tables in Airtable that you saw earlier, but in API format, in JSON format, right? So here you can see very nicely every step of this conversation, including the tool calls. So in case one tool doesn't work or anything, you will see it here and you can debug it very easily. So you can see what the problem is and fix it. And then ultimately it got, it saw there is no conflict. Okay, we have tables that can accommodate 5 people. Okay, okay, then I say yes. And then you see it saw, okay, create reservation. It just created a reservation for my name. If we look back, okay, there's another entry here. As you see, that was this one that was created just now for the 21st of August and all of this. So this I tested via manual chat with the LLM, right? And then, is there anything else I can do for you? I say, no, thanks, that's it. And now it should transition into the last step, which you see here, tool invocation transition to final words and goodbye, which is this state, which basically says nothing else here than, okay, once the guest said goodbye, okay, and then it invoked the tool end call. And now you see I cannot send it anymore. I cannot send it any more messages here because it basically ended the call, or ended the chat, which when I have the call, it will just hang up, okay? So here you can see very nicely how this whole stuff works. Again, I will share this JSON file via the link in the description below. So you can just come here to Retell into your dashboard, and you can import it by clicking here, import, and then you upload the file over here from your file system. This is the file that I will share with you in the comments, and you can get started right away. You just connect it to your own Airtable, which you can do here via the tools in each step, as you saw here, and you can modify the pre-configured tools here to have basically here your own Airtable connection, and then you can get started right away. Let me know in the comments below what you like to see next in the 30 Agents in 30 Days challenge, and make sure you subscribe to this channel to not miss any of the next agents that come up, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.